what increases profits, improves management efficiencies, and boosts cash flow, but has nothing to do with renovations, budgeting, or underwriting. It's community. That's what we'll be talking about in today's video because it's often overlooked when developing a business plan for multifamily real estate investing. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right now so you don't miss more videos about building wealth through multifamily real estate. And if you don't know me, I'm Seth Ferguson, a 12-year real estate veteran, host of a real estate TV show, host of a real estate investing podcast, and I'm also the author of the real estate book, Sell for More. So let's get right into it and talk about building community in multifamily real estate. And when we talk about community, we can really take two different paths. Number one, we can take the approach that our tenants are just paying a rent check and it's just a place for them to live and they will come and they will go. The other approach is really developing that sense of community, making sure the tenants feel welcome, that they belong, and really fostering that care of the community. And I believe that while, yeah, it's a rent check to some people, it's just a place to live, the majority of people actually want to belong where they are choosing to live, and it's really going to improve the value of your property in many more ways if you develop that sense of community, and that's what we'll be covering right now. I like to break down the three main benefits of developing that sense of community into what I call the 3 R's. Number one is referrals. If you have happy tenants that like living where they live, they feel valued, they feel like it's a safe place to live, they're going to refer your property to their friends, family members, and associates. They're people in their social circle. What are the great things about referrals? Well, it's the cheapest form of advertising you can get. You don't have to run flyers, you don't have to run ads, you don't have to run pay-per-click marketing campaigns. It's simply word of mouth. One resident talks to their friends about how great it is. If they're mentioning they're looking at moving, that is the best sales. That is the best sales force that you have at your disposal, which is your current residents. And you definitely want to incentivize your current residents to refer your property to their family and friends because that is the best form of advertising. There's no way a resident will refer your property unless they enjoy it and they think their friends, family members, and inner circle will enjoy it too. So if you want to cut down on your advertising budget and really make sure the leads that are coming in are better leads, so your sales staff, your leasing staff is spending less time on those, weaker referral sources and just dealing with the hot leads, well, referrals is definitely one advantage of building community in your apartment complex. The second R is renewals. Just like referrals decreases our ad spend and makes sure our leasing staff is dealing with better quality leads, renewals is another way to decrease our ad spend because we actually have more residents staying put. If we can increase the number of people renewing their leases, that's less downtime for vacant units because they're always occupied. That's less units that we have to advertise as vacant, so our marketing budget can go down. And the residents are already living in that unit, so we don't have to incur those turn costs that we have to incur whenever somebody new moves in, like fresh coats of paint, maybe replacing the flooring. If somebody's already in there, chances are we're not doing that work. So that's going to improve our budgeting. That's another advantage of having good community because people want to stay. They want to live in our apartment or multifamily property. And the third R is reports. And this is probably the most important one. If somebody really cares about where they're living, if they're really bought into the community that you've built, if something's not going right, they'll report it to you. This is really important. If another tenant is causing issues for everybody else, if one tenant is maybe making other people feel unsafe, and this is what starts to erode your community base. You always have a couple bad apples that start it. If you have tenants that buy in, if they're really invested in the community you've built, they will report it to you or your property management right away because they care. They care so much about the community and the way they feel living at your property. So if you have people reporting, if it's a tenant or an issue, if you're able to jump on that and nip those issues in the bud right off the bat, That's going to really improve the number of referrals you're getting because everybody's going to be happier. It's going to improve the renewals you're getting because people will actually want to stay. So having tenants that care so much about where they're living that they will go out of their way to report things that aren't right, that is gold when you're talking about management. So what are some ways that we can foster that sense of community and really make the tenants feel like they belong so we can take advantage of these 3 R's? Well, one way would be tenant events. Events are a great way because the more people know each other in that community, the more they're going to feel like they belong. They'll form some relationships, they'll have friendships. Some people may start going for walks, maybe their kids will start playing together, maybe they'll go and play sports together. The more that somebody is invested in a community, the more they'll want to stay. And hosting events is a great way to get people to know each other. So what are some event ideas that we can use to build that sense of community? Well, number one is maybe it's a Christmas cookie bake sale. I've seen that happen and be really successful. And if anybody knows me, they will know I really love cookies. So having people get together, maybe you have a community room with a kitchen there, have everybody bake cookies and have that bake sale. All the residents can come. And it's a great way to get people to rub shoulders and get to know each other. Plus, you can have some tasty treats. Maybe for Halloween, you can have a costume contest. Maybe you can have trick-or-treating for the kids. If that's your tenant profile, if you have lots of families, you can do an Easter egg hunt. Maybe you can have a yoga instructor come in or another fitness instructor and run classes, whether that's outside or indoors. If you have a young tenant demographic, take that into consideration with who you bring in. Maybe you'll want to run a pottery class or some sort of arts instructor that comes in. And having instructors come in, it really benefits both sides. Well, number one, you get an activity your tenants can do, and usually instructors will come in for free because it's good marketing for them, and they'll likely be able to pick up some sales down the road. So it's a win-win for everybody. So really think about some events that you can run on a monthly basis. Maybe try and have an event every week if you have a larger community, and maybe if your property is smaller, run an event monthly or every 2 weeks. But as people start getting to know each other and doing things together, having a great time, that will certainly start building that sense of community and belonging. Another way to have tenants feel like they belong is to actually offer amenities and services that fit their lifestyle. If you have a lot of families living in your property, but the amenities you're offering don't really fit that. So let's say you might have a tennis court that's been there for 20 years, but you have lots of kids who want a playground. Those tenants aren't going to be having those enjoyable experiences with their kids because there's nowhere for the kids to run around. You might have one small patch of grass and the tenants, they won't feel like it's home because it doesn't match what they're expecting in terms of their lifestyle. But if you can transition that tennis court to maybe a soccer field or a playground or both, then you'll have the tenants, their kids will be playing, everybody will be having a great time, they'll be enjoying the outdoors. When the tenants see their kids having that good time and feeling like they belong, they're going to invest more into the community itself and give you those 3 R's. Because if somebody has kids and the kids are having a great time at your property because it's structured and it's built to accommodate what they're looking for in their lifestyle, they'll refer your property to other friends who have kids. They'll renew at a higher rate because they're happy where they are because it fits their lifestyle. And then they'll report things that aren't going right because they care and they want to stay because they are happy. And then last but not least, don't laugh because this might seem like common sense, but it's really not. It's talk to the residents. Talk. Having your property manager or yourself, depending on the size of your property, frequently speak with residents, whether it's in the morning as people go out for their walks or if they're outside with their kids, just going around and talking with them. Say hi, ask them how things are going. Ask them if there's anything you can do for them. Ask them if there's any issues that pop up. Lots of people, unless they're really bought into the community, they're hesitant to bring up issues. Maybe they saw another resident lurking around going through garbage bins or something like that, and that really concerned them, and that didn't make them feel safe. Some people won't report that. But if you're able to go around and frequently speak with tenants and ask them if anything's going on, you will be surprised at how often you will be told things that you had no idea were going on. The best eyes and ears that you have for your property are your tenants, are your residents. So just speaking with them on a regular basis, whether it's you or your property manager, making sure everybody knows that the office door is open at the leasing office or the management office, going around on a frequent basis. Drop off a letter with your phone number on it. Say, hey, if you have any issues, give me a call. Speak with the tenants outside. Even sometimes go knocking on doors, maybe once every couple months, and knock and say, hey, are there any issues in the unit that we have to address? Maybe a faucet's been leaking for months, but they just haven't gone around to reporting it. Well, if you're paying for the water, that's going to be costing you money. So you definitely want to hop on minor issues like that some people just fail to report. So having the frequent communication with them, the tenants will feel like you actually care about them, and you do, because a happy tenant gives you these 3 R's, and that's going to boost your profits, and that has nothing to do with traditional renovations or budgeting or underwriting. This is all about customer service. Your residents are your customers, and happy customers generate referrals and improve your business. These are just 3 ways that you can improve the sense of community in your property. There are many, many more, but I just want to highlight what I call the 3 R's: referrals, renewals, and reports. These are the main benefits of having that strong sense of community. But running events, that's a great way to get residents talking with each other and building those friendships. Making sure the amenities fit the lifestyle that your tenant is expecting, and then just talk with people. And talking, this is the cheapest thing that you can do, and it oftentimes has the biggest impact. If you're interested in learning more about the deals I'm currently looking at, head on over to callseth.com and set up a free 20-minute phone call with me. And if you like this video, if you found this useful, hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think. This really helps out the channel. And until next time, happy investing.